So when you're creating PBNs, there's a couple different ways you can go about it. And the most common one is to buy the expired domain, like I showed you how to do earlier, then get some hosting, put up a site on it, install WordPress, and then make the site look like a new site that is relevant to what you're trying to link to and trying to rank, whether it's your client site, your affiliate site, your video, or whatever. And that's the most common way. But another way is to recreate the way the site looked like before it expired. That way, if somebody from Google or whoever comes along and looks at it, hey, it looks like it always did, and there's nothing suspicious about it. And then you just stick a link in the footer or in the sidebar or someplace inconspicuous. That way, you still get the power and you're a lot less likely to fail. I like to do a mix. I do probably 20% of mine this way, and then the other 80% they're WordPress sites just because they're easier to manage and what have you. But it's a real pain in the ass to do it this way too, because you have to know some HTML, you have to manually recreate the pages one at a time and what have you. Or you can just get this tool and have it done for you. So what we're going to do, we're going to continue with the domain example we used earlier. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, feluguis.org. And this is what it looks like in the Wayback Machine. But we're going to copy this URL. And we're going to come over here to Tools and Content Restorer. And we're going to stick it in here to show versions. And we're going to pick the most recent one. This will make sure that it'll look the way you want it. And that looks pretty realistic. The fact that it's ugly is actually encouraging to me, because that means that somebody who didn't know what they were doing created a site, and that's realistic. That happens a lot, especially if you just look around at stuff. So we're gonna go with I want this version. It'll feed it in here. You're gonna click go, and that's it. It's gonna be successfully restored, and I'm gonna get an email will let me know what it is. So I'm gonna pause and give you an idea of how long that's gonna take. It is 9:02 p.m. right now. Okay, so we're back, and it is now 9:12 p.m. So that was just a few minutes. I've gotten the email that tells me that my site's ready. So all I would have to do now would be to go to buy some hosting and set up the domain on it, upload the zip file to it, extract it, and I'd have an entirely new site set up that looked exactly like that. And then I could just come down here and stick a link into whatever my money site is, and no one would know the difference. It's really that simple. So that tool is really awesome if you want to find another way to create your PBNs, and just to first diversify it a little bit, make them look a little more realistic and a little less suspicious if you ever get a manual check from Google. And that's about it for this section. This tool is really valuable. I don't know there may be other tools out there that do it. I don't know, but to me, it's the time it saves you from having to come in and manually recreate all of this in HTML, download the images, position them using divs and tables and what have you. I don't know. Web design gives me a headache. So anyway, that's definitely worth it for your time to mix in some of your PBNs. And let's jump right into the next section.